I'm not sure if this is live yet. If it is, thank you for joining. And for seeing this, you're probably seeing the playback. I'm trying to get this set up still. Hopefully it's going. Do we have audio? Check, check. All right, I'm not sure if this is rolling yet. No one's in the live stream yet, so I don't know if anyone's seeing this. But in the event that you're seeing this, welcome. Today is my five-year anniversary on YouTube, which is pretty cool because it's kind of a long time for YouTube. I know there are YouTubers that have been around for 10 plus years, etc., but five's pretty good. Most people don't go that long, so here we are. Um, Still nothing. Still no one's here, so I don't know if this is reaching anything. Is this going out? I know. I'll check my phone for YouTube and see if there's a feed going out there. Let's see. Grass-fed Homestead. Oh, we do have people coming in, so it must be working. Yep, I see it on the screen there. It has popped up. Catherine Turnage is here, stumbling along. You're here. Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining. Hey, can you hear me? Can you see me? I'm trying a new setup. Plus, I have my air conditioner going in the background. It's super hot here, so I don't know if it's noisy. Can you give some feedback regarding how things look and sound? Catherine saying yes. Mateo Ricci, hello. Hi, Mateo. Yeah, I'm soliciting for audio and video check right now. Can you guys hear me all right? Everything look good? I'm assuming Catherine's yes was for that. I hear you, Daniel. I can hear you good. Thank you guys for that feedback. Yeah, so for you guys that are just popping in here, I was just saying that today is there is an audio lag. Oh shoot, so you're seeing my, yeah, okay. That's gonna get annoying, isn't it? That is probably my internet. It's probably not my equipment doing that. I was curious to see if even this was going to work at all. So is this too annoying? That there's a little bit of a lag in the video? I'll just keep talking, and you guys let me know if it's too annoying, and maybe we'll try something else. Maybe I can try and switch to the cellular network. Anyway, yeah, so today is 5 years on YouTube. It was June 29th. Yeah, it's all good. Thank you, Catherine. June 29th, 2016, I published my first video on YouTube. I actually started the channel on June 22nd, but I didn't publish anything on it until the 29th. And that's when it became the Grass-Fed Homestead. I actually, Daniel's saying he doesn't mind the audio lag either. Okay, that's good to know. Thanks for bearing with me on this, guys. It's really hard in my internet situation. I live out a little out of town, and the best I can get is microwave here, and that's not so good for this kind of stuff. But I published that first video on YouTube, again, 5 years ago today, not for the public really, but for Justin Rhodes. He actually, we were talking on the phone. I was helping him edit a project he was doing at the time called the 10-Hour Homestead, and he kind of challenged me into YouTube. Hey, Dan, why aren't you doing YouTube? Get on there, give it a try. And I was a little hesitant about it, but he asked if I could send him a couple sample videos of stuff I may have been filming. We hadn't moved onto our property yet. We still lived in town, but we were getting ready to, so I'd done some garden installation, put in some drip irrigation, and I was filming it. I used to produce a private show for friends and family only called Greetings from Idaho. It was all about our adventures after leaving Georgia and moving to Idaho, and this was all when we lived in town before the homestead. And so I filmed this just to stay in touch with friends and family back in Georgia, and of course California and the East Coast where other family was scattered. And so I had been filming anyway, and I sent the video samples of that, and then the next day I uploaded the sheep shopping one, which was my trip to Texas where I get my sheep. It was my first time going there to actually buy sheep. I had been to Texas before that just to visit and see if she was, somebody I would want to buy sheep from, and it turned out she was. So I went back another time and actually picked them out. So I filmed those 2 videos, sent them to Justin. He gave really encouraging feedback, and I published them on YouTube. So 5 years ago today. So let's see what we got going in the comments. Stumbling along, there is an audio lag. Voices ahead. Yep. I'm sorry, guys. Rose from Wholesome Roots. Welcome, Rose. Thank you for showing up. You are still a moderator on my channel, so feel free to moderate if the need arises. Hopefully it won't, but you're here if you are. Rose, you do remember my first video. Yeah. Kind of rough in comparison, which is kind of cool about YouTube. You can look back and see, like, wow. I thought it was cool quality then, but compared to now, no, wow, night and day. And hope maybe in another 5 years, I'll think the videos I'm making now are kind of lower quality. We'll see. Samuel, your voice is just slightly ahead. It's okay. Thank you. Do you ever miss Georgia? Of course, that's coming from Rose, who lives in Georgia. No. So I don't miss Georgia for Georgia. I miss some friends back there, of course. But yeah, Georgia itself, I don't really miss it, to be honest. I love Idaho. I love where I am now, and I'm trying to think if there's anything I miss about Georgia. The ice storms, no, not that. The oppressive humidity in the summer, no, not that. Would I rather be in Georgia right now? Maybe. It is 106 degrees here, which is crazy hot for North Idaho. And my dad, who I text messaged with earlier today, he lives in Northeast Georgia now. He said it's like there's some kind of tropical storm going on there, so lots of rain events. I would rather be dealing with the rain right now than this heat. It's crazy right now. Crazy hot. T-do-D-N. Hello, Dan. To do? Is that right? To do? Is that how you say it? I don't know. Hi. Let's see. Bojana, it's congratulations. Thank you. It's great to see your progression. All thought you put into your actions. Thank you. Good evening, Michelle. And To Do's been watching since the very beginning too. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you. Rose, I guess we have known each other a long time now. Hard to believe I have been on here that long. Glad to moderate. Yeah, Rose, again, this is Rose from Wholesome Roots. She has a YouTube channel. She's moderating on here. Yeah, I remember, like, I'm pretty sure I was still living in town the first time you messaged me because you had seen one of my videos, and I think, or maybe I just moved here. I mean, it was very early on. Bojana, how are you managing editing Justin's videos, working on your homestead, and keeping your YouTube going? It seems like a lot of work. It is a crazy amount of work. Yeah, so I actually just picked up even more work. I did this one to myself. When Justin was talking about launching Abundance Plus, I reached out to him and said, hey, man, I got a great idea for a show. How about we make a show about homesteading in Idaho, but not just homesteading in Idaho, about there's a huge community of homesteaders, in particular in North Idaho, but all throughout, these are people who have relocated to here from all over the country, and I'm one of them, right? And sometimes making great sacrifice or overcoming huge struggles and burdens to get here to live this lifestyle. And we actually have a decent amount of them as YouTubers in the area as well. So I thought, not intimidated. Thank you for that super chat. I appreciate that. That's awesome. You have the paw print inside the heart. I, I'm curious, right? Send a comment in there what inspired that logo. Um, that's pretty cool. Anyway, so where was I? Yeah, so the show. So I pitched this idea to Justin. Hey, why don't we do a show that features these families that have made this struggle, relocated into Idaho, and are homesteading? And right now, because Abundance Plus, which if you haven't heard is Justin Rhodes' new online video streaming platform, it's like Netflix except Homestead Netflix with a community aspect to it. Um, I knew Justin needs more content on there, so I said, "Hey, why don't we produce this show for that platform?" And Justin, he asked me some follow-up questions. Oh, what I was saying here a second ago, because it's new, we wanted to feature some people that already have an audience, so other YouTubers who might be able to help also promote the platform and bring in some viewers. So the first people that came to mind were Martin Johnson, Off Grid Living. I had done a video with them a few months back, and I had connected with them a few months earlier, and it turns out they are just absolutely wonderful people. Having gotten to know them more over the last few months, I thought they would be really, and learning their story. They have an absolutely incredible story. Some people think my story is cool because I had the law enforcement background and then everything that's happened since, and there is a lot to that, but their story is completely different, but complete. I just hit a switch. Are you guys still here? Okay, I think we're good. All right. So they just have this absolutely amazing story. They've done a lot and have overcome a lot to get here and live this off-gridding lifestyle in North Idaho. And they're building their own house from scratch. They have a nice-sized YouTube channel. And anyway, so I pitched this idea to Justin. He said, "Go for it, go do it." And I asked the Johnsons if they would be willing to participate in it, and they were very excited about doing it. So we wrapped up filming on it just this last weekend. Actually, there's probably like a couple little more shots I have to go back and get still, but for the most part, the filming's done on it, so it's going to head to post-production. It's the end of June, so I'm hoping by the end of July we have the first episode out. And I'm in the early stages of finding some other homesteading families in the area to feature. I have a couple in mind. I have not talked to them yet. Hopefully, I'll have this video I'm already working on. Maybe I can put like a rough sample together or a trailer and show it to them, so they'll be more likely to sign on. But yeah, so I have a behind the scenes video. If you haven't seen it yet, it's my most recent video on the YouTube channel, where I did behind the scenes filming while I was there producing the show. So you can definitely check that out. And also, I left a link down in the description of this video and the last video where I did the behind the scenes. It's an affiliate link. So if you guys do want to sign up for Abundance Plus, if you use my link, I do get a commission on it for sending you there, which is really helpful because the grass-fed homestead videos are also going to be on Abundance Plus, and I won't get any YouTube revenue for that. That's totally cool. Like I'm really happy just that more people are going to be getting value from the content, but it does help to get a little commission off of it if you guys do sign up for it, so that'll be awesome. And of course the new show, that'll be hopefully on there in about a month. Let me scroll back up and we'll see the comments there. So getting back to Bojana's question about how I'm managing all that. So there are a lot of late nights. I am up late every night working typically, and the nights I have my son, little buddy, once I get him down for bed, I'm back to working. But I have gotten a pretty good rhythm with my YouTube channel. For the last year, I've been posting over a year, about a year and a half. I've been at one video a week, and since I kind of, I don't know if you guys noticed, but it wasn't a rebrand, it wasn't a new launch or anything like that, but I kind of recrafted the way I've been doing my videos, and I changed the style, I changed the production quality. I think they're probably a lot higher now, at least that's what I'm hoping you guys have picked up on. And with that comes a lot, like many more hours of work I'm putting into them. And I can tell you what part of my inspiration was for that in a minute if I remember to go there. If I forget, just ask me, leave a comment. But but I've gotten in a good rhythm with uh, trying to film on the weekend. Um, so I'm editing for Justin Sunday through Thursday, and a lot of times it spills over to Friday morning. But then I have Friday and Saturday usually. There's probably one week out of the month Justin sends extra stuff to edit for the weekend. He'll do extra videos or member videos for what was Abundant Permaculture, but now it's going to be Abundant Plus. So I kind of have Friday afternoon, Saturdays, and then sometime Sunday afternoons as well. Before he sends me Monday's vlog that needs to be edited. So I have that window to do filming, and I get pretty much like my project, Monday through Friday, the rest of the week is kind of maintenance. I'm keeping the animals fed and moved and doing all those things. And if something exciting is happening, I will film it. But I kind of reserve it for the weekends. And then generally on Wednesday, all the talking head videos, like the narration parts, I've pretty much in most cases have finished filming for that week for that video that's going out. Then on Wednesday I'll do the narrations for it, and then edit it Wednesday night, and sometimes that spills into Thursday morning and push that out on Thursday. And it's been every Thursday. This week I don't have one, and that's part of why I'm doing the live stream. It's threefold. One, I thought it'd be a cool way to hang out with you guys, celebrate 5 years on YouTube, right? It feels cool to me, right? Two, because of all the extra work I've just created for myself making this new show, all the editing I'm going to have to do, all the filming I've already done this weekend in addition, and I didn't get to film my own content really for this weekend because I was there filming for that. Plus my editing time is out the window now. So this week, oh yeah, and then one more reason, because like I said earlier, it is so hot. It's 106 degrees, and I'm trying not to be outside much. And again, today's Tuesday, right? So tomorrow is supposed to be 104, so also really ridiculously hot. Where I film, everything is outside, even the talking head, like narration parts, that's filmed in the shop, the outbuilding, which is basically a carport with just some wood siding on there. So it's, if it's 106 outside, it's probably like 98 in there, but no airflow at all, so stifling. So yeah, this is just not a good week for recording. So here we are on doing a live stream. So yeah, it's taken me a while to get in a groove. I've had to make some sacrifices, but it's moving me in the right direction. Working for myself now. So Justin is a client technically. Doing that has enabled me to pick up other clients, and it's getting me out of the big hole I found myself in going through the divorce, coming out of the divorce. It was a huge financial upset. So I feel like I'm not treading water anymore, like trying to stay up and not drown. I'm actually making progress forward now financially, and yeah, so it's a lot more work, it's a lot more to balance, but I have a good support team. My mom helps; she's nearby. There's Dan's partner; she helps out a lot. She lets me use her internet sometimes. She's in town; her internet's much better. So I'll go there and download and upload sometimes. She'll cook dinner for little buddy while I'm editing sometimes. So I have good support. It's not just me doing it all. It's a kind of a team effort to make it all happen, but it's happening. So I hope that answers the question there. Mateo wants to know, do you own any tractors? I have a small Club Cadet lawn tractor, and if you watch my video on This Just Got Easier, where I got the pull rope for my sheep cage. I actually tried to pull it with a lawn tractor, and it's pretty useless for that. It's really just cutting grass. I have a little dump pull cart I can pull with it, but the tires just don't get any traction. There's a lot of undulation in the field, so they just like kind of fall in a hole, and they don't go anywhere. So no, I don't have any tractor, just a lawn mower tractor. I'd love to get one. They're just, even the used ones around here are ridiculously expensive, so I'm just not there yet. And I'm not at the point where I want to take on financing, anything like that right now. Chalet, do you think you will get back into sheep like you were in the past? Really good question. So for some of you guys who've been around a long time, I used to have a lot more sheep. Now, the last 2 years, I've only had 2, so just enough meat for me and my son, and to share a little bit with others. And in 2017 and 18, let's see, I had like about 25 head. I had a pretty, for a small homestead, that's a good sized flock, right? So will I? It is possible now. So the limiting factor for me right now is time, and I get this question a lot. Why are you doing the mobile sheep cage thing instead of all the electric fencing like you used to do? What's going on with that? It's really comes down to time. When I was doing all this in the like 2016, 17, and most of 18, I was a stay-at-home dad. Sure, I did a lot, my extra, like I did all the homeschooling, I did all the cooking, I ran the whole homestead, I raised a lot of our food, so it wasn't like I was, just hanging out. You stay-at-home moms and other stay-at-home dads, you feel me on this, right? It's a ton of work. But I wasn't doing the 9 to 5, earning all the money, income, right? So my job was to do the homestead and to have little buddy with me. That we did a lot of practical hands-on homeschooling too out in the field. But then I went through the divorce, and I had left my career. I left my 401k. I left my pension, all the things, right? When I got married, well, not when I got married, but when we moved here under the promise that, under the thought that we would be married forever, and she left, and she took the income with her, right? So I did what anyone would do, and I had to seek outside employment off the homestead. So my amount of time I could invest into moving sheep every day and doing all the things went dramatically down. Plus, I had no help. I had no partner anymore. And no one to help cook. Like, I couldn't just be out doing that and have a wife inside cooking dinner. I could just come in and have dinners made for the family. No, yeah, so you get what I'm saying. So my time availability went down dramatically and has been down since. So I've been trying to find ways, how do I still homestead? How do I still raise high quality, nutrient dense food for me and my son, but in a way that still fits within a full-time workload, and being a single parent on top of it, right? So I really downscaled, and I've gotten to the sheep cage. So I'm not setting up, breaking down, and moving fencing every day, which is a big time sink. Given that, right now in my circumstances, I can't take on more animals just because it doesn't make, like, I can't fit enough animals into a sheep cage and just move them like that. If I get more than I have, I'm definitely going to have to go back to a fencing system, and therein lies the time sink. So it's also why I'm hoping to do a deep litter with the pigs too. Is part of the reason why. Putting them on pasture, I'm still suffering from that from last year with all the traders, right? So there is a chance. I don't know how things are going to look, going into next year. Of course, no one does, but as I streamline more, as I'm getting a text message here. Okay. As I recover more financially, etc. Maybe I don't have to take on as many clients, and then I get more time. I can focus on that more. So right now it's a big, I don't know, maybe, possibly, hopefully. I'd love to, but can't right now. So, okay. Teresa. T-Do is actually Teresa. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Jennifer, you're going back to older videos seeking inspiration. Thank you. Janos, congratulations, 5 years already. Yep, 5 years to the day. Oop, my super chat just went away. Hopefully you got that logo in there. Let's see. It moved, so I lost my place. Oh, here it is. Okay, super chat. Not unlimited. Thank you again for that super chat. Catherine, I would love to hear more about the livestock guarding dogs. Our homestead just got 2 in December of last year, and they're 7 months old, and I would love to hear some more tips on fencing. Okay, so regarding fencing with livestock guarding dogs, the lesson I learned is the 4-foot fencing doesn't work. I think 6-foot fencing minimum is probably where you should be. And I learned that lesson the hard way, I say, with Willow, my female livestock guarding dog. See, I started with Blue when he was older. He was 6 years old, and he was already, kind of slowing down. Definitely didn't have, he wasn't a fence jumper, we'll put it that way. Then I got Willow, who was about 2 at the time when I got her, almost 2. And she was full of energy. I mean, not like puppy crazy or anything like that, but she was energetic and she liked to jump the fence. She did it with absolute ease. It was like she wasn't even trying. She was right over the 4-foot fence. And at first it wasn't a problem because it wasn't like she was leaving to go anywhere. She was just wandering the area, which was fine. It's what livestock guarding dogs want to do. If they can see it, they think it's their territory, right? They don't think, oh, the fence, that's the end. Outside of that, it doesn't matter. Inside the fence is mine. No, they see beyond the fence and they think that's theirs too. So they want to go patrol it. The problem was the neighbors, as it turns out, they were feeding her. They were giving her treats every time she jumped the fence and went over there. So it only further incentivized her to jump the fence. So then she started wandering out farther and farther until she, I don't know exactly what happened, but I was getting reports back from other neighbors that, and we don't know if it was her, it could have been other livestock guarding dogs, but there were complaints from, further out neighbors were saying some livestock guarding dog was coming around and trying to play with the cattle or chickens or whatnot. And that's all Willow was probably trying to do. She was not trying to kill a calf or anything like that. She's very sweet towards other animals. But she may have, if that was her, been trying to play with them. And I started getting threats from these neighbors that they were going to shoot her and all that if they found her again. And so that's when I was like, oh, I can't have her leaving the property because I don't want her to get shot, right? So anyway, long story short, I built some higher fencing, put her in the dog enclosure area that I have, and I went away for a few days to visit my sister, and she was living in Las Vegas at the time, and my mom was coming over here every day, feeding her and all that, and I got home, and Willow must have tried to jump that. It was a cattle panel with a hog panel on top of it, so that's 4 foot plus 30 inches, almost 3 feet. So over 6 feet, 6.5 feet, something like that. And I think she tried to jump that, and her leg, I think, got caught. This is just theory, I don't know, I wasn't here. I think her leg got kind of tangled in the square of the paneling, and it broke her leg. Well, it actually tore all the ligaments, and that was about $5,000 to have her leg repaired. So hard lesson learned about dealing with all the fencing there. So I hope any of that's helpful. Yeah, just I guess just expect them to jump the fence if you don't have a taller fence. Another thing you can do is if you have a 4-foot fence, which is standard for livestock. My laptop battery's about to die. Let me plug it in real quick. Be right back. Sorry. Gotta plug it in real quick. Should have done that already, but I didn't think it would die that quickly. Okay, we're good. Whew. Crisis averted. So if you don't have a taller fence already, you can put some like electric rope or electric strand around the top of it to keep them off of it. Or Willow never jumped. I don't know if this is true of all livestock guardian dogs, but she never jumped the electric netting. So I put her out on pasture with the sheep. This is something I was doing with her too to keep her from leaving. I put her in with the sheep in the electric netting, and she would never go near that. She got shocked once and then never wanted to even go near the electric fencing. So maybe that's something else you can try. Hope that helps, Catherine. Love my possum dog. Cool. I watched your older videos on this. Any new tips and tricks from your experience? That's also from Catherine. I guess you're talking about the guardian dog still. If not, let me know. Caroline, hi. Sorry, I'm behind the comments. Caroline came out to our sheep or our lamb harvest last fall. It was awesome to finally meet you because you've been a subscriber, viewer since the very beginning. Thank you for that. Bojana, love the dance partner contributing to your channel. Like seeing her energy that she brings. She is feminine but fierce at the same time and not afraid of pigs. Respect. Yeah. She might watch this later. I don't know. If not, I'll be sure to let her know you said that. That's very kind. Thank you. You'll like that. Yeah, Jennifer, she wants to hear more about dance partner, assuming she likes the title. Yeah, so I get a lot of flack about that. Like a lot of viewers will, well, not a lot, but at least one or two comments a video on it, right? That I refer to her as dance partner in the video. People like don't like that. They think it's disrespectful to her. Well, some of the viewers may not know that like we met actually in dance class, and we were literally dance partners. That's kind of how our relationship evolved. We started doing private dance lessons together after meeting. It's a long story. Maybe we'll do a video on that someday because it's actually a cool story. But so in the first video she appeared in was last spring. I went down to a farmer who grows organic commodity grains. So like you can buy like, you know, bags and bags of wheat or barley or peas, you know, the big commodity grains. And I buy a mix from him to make my pig feed. Because like organic off-the-shelf pig feed, it's not something available around here. Anyway, she went with me on that ride down there and helped me load and unload the 50-pound sacks of feed. And I kind of just panned the camera over to her in the truck just to kind of explain who's this female in the video with me now. And I, you know, I said, and this is my dance partner. You know, this is that's what dance partners do. They help each other move pig feed, something like that, right? So she and we were actually planning on doing a video to go over some of this stuff just because of the amount of feedback I get on it. But she has requested that title, or she wanted a nickname. She didn't feel comfortable having her personal name out there. And I kind of blew it with her children. I didn't like, because I just said it. I didn't even ask her, you know, ahead of time about that. So her children's names are out there, but she likes dance partner. She just thought kind of, I guess it was kind of a tribute to our relationship, how it started, or and it just was a fitting nickname for her. So she likes it, she prefers it, and actually wants me to call her that in the videos. So don't give me any heat about that. It's not my fault, right? Okay. War Dog from the blue skies of Montana. I see the. How you doing, War Dog? I've actually got to meet War Dog a couple times at Paul Wheaton's place. He is a good dude. Pamela, I'm so happy that you found dance partner, have someone in your life to share the homesteading life. Thank you. What do you feed your pigs? Well, I kind of already answered that. Well, I didn't say specifically. So I get barley and field peas. It's 50. I just do a 50-50 mix. I got this from Brandon Sheard, Farmstead Meatsmith. I took a couple of his classes a few years back and had discussions with him about what he feeds his pigs, and he's the pig guy, right? If you he's the, if you want to know anything about pigs, from any part in the process all the way to cooking, from raising all the way to cooking, right? He's an amazing expert on it. Well, he probably wouldn't say he was, but he is. Anyway, so he uses dairy, right? So he would get milk from a friend's dairy, the skim that they didn't want, and he would soak the peas and barley in the skim and let it ferment, and then his pigs would eat that. I don't have the access to the dairy part of it, so I just soak it in water and let it ferment, and the pigs do great on it. Um, if I use like a commercial mix with the extra stuff in it, they might get a little bit fatter faster. But I'm getting 200 plus pound hogs, and the ones I have this year are already so much bigger because I got them. They were a little bit older when I got them, so yeah, they're doing fine. Peas, barley, water. Uh, Peter and Wan, congrats on 5 years from Australia. Thank you. Cheers, mate. Just lost my place again. Susan, happy 5 years. Ladies Farm, congrats. Thank you. I love your story. So inspiring from Ladies Farm. Thank you for that feedback. It's hard to put it. It is hard to put it out there sometimes, but I get from the times I have shared the story, I just get so much positive feedback from so many people. All across the country, maybe some international. I don't remember specifically about that, but just how either someone was in a similar situation, and it was just nice that to know they weren't alone. There's a lot of that, and then some people like who were getting into marriage and homesteading and wondering like, you know, what advice do you have for us to, you know, because there might have been some conflict about getting in homesteading as in this it was probably two different people wrote me about this about specifically they were getting married and wanting to get into homesteading, and their spouse wasn't, or their future spouse wasn't necessarily on board, and then was that going to create conflicts? Was that conflicts in my marriage? What can they do to avoid? So it's just really cool to get to know that it's either been inspiring, encouraging, or somehow just making someone feel comforted in that they're not alone, and that there is hope, right? Like even the darkest time. The blackest hole I think I've ever been in was in that time in 2018, and getting through that and knowing you can get through it, and there will be better times. Like just seeing that I think can be encouraging. So I'm glad I can share that. You can see how much you have healed and found it. But yeah, so a tremendous amount of healing. Next live stream, can you and Dan's partner both be present? Yeah, so we were actually gonna try and do it last night, or yesterday evening, and I actually brought my stuff over to Dan's partner's house because her internet's way better, and little buddy was there. Little buddy's supposed to be here by now. He went to the beach with some friends, and they're not back yet. They were supposed to be, so I'll check on that here soon. But we were supposed to do this last night, but like the timing, everything went sideways with getting dinner ready and all the things, and I was behind on editing for Justin, so we just didn't have time. But definitely, we're gonna hopefully do like a 2-camera setup next time. I brought all the stuff for it. I don't want to make anybody nauseous with quick camera movements, but like I have the HDI capture card from an HDMI from the camera. I don't know if you can, hold on. See if I can do this now. And I don't know if you guys are even interested in this. I love video and all the tech stuff, so it's cool to me, but here. Nope, that's not doing anything to do it that way. Yeah. So this is like the camera I do my outdoor, like if I'm in the field, the vlogging stuff with. This is not my camera I do the professional work with, or my narration videos, but I use this camera a lot. And so I have this lining into the computer now, and so I could hook up a second camera like this, and so get two different camera angles going, so it's less boring to see the same image all the time. Anyway, that's the plan. It didn't work out, so, but yes, hopefully next live stream it will. Pamela, you feel so sorry for the sheep in the sheep cage that you're talking about. I'm right now moving them twice a day, even in this heat, and um, they're getting plenty of food. They're not babies, so they don't want to frolic around and all that. They're content just to eat. They sit down, chew their cud, and get up and do it again. So they are fine. How is little buddy? Rose wants to know. He's doing great. He's having fun. Earlier today, he asked if he'd go over to his friend's house. I, I'm just working, so it was boring for him to sit here. So I said okay, and they wound up taking him to the beach. So he's having a great time. I do need to get him back soon because we need to have dinner tonight still. Ordinary Pete, spike the like, y'all. Thank you. Donkey, just do what you got to do. You can do it. Don't need to make excuses. I know you can do it. I don't know if we're talking about when I was talking about my time management or what there, but put the sheep in a fence. If animals are stressed, they release adrenaline, and that is not healthy. Yeah, they're not stressed at all in that sheep cage. Like they're perfectly fine. The if anything, it's been I'll use the word bonding. For them, they feel way more comfortable around me now. And they would have too with fencing. I'm not trying to say it's better, but they've gotten so used to me like coming there, moving them as much as I'm moving them. When they're in the smaller one, it was like 3 or 4 times a day, and it's at 2 times a day now. Probably in a week or two, where they'll be in the pasture, like I'm gonna have to supplement with hay and still move them that at least that much. But they're super calm. They're relaxed. They're happy. I mean, the sheep are content when they're just hanging out chewing their cud. If they're upset and stressed, they generally are not chewing their cud. They're not like calm in that. And these guys are. They're totally cool in there. CJ and Auntie Yaya, long time viewer. When I'd go hunting, I always like to take them in the morning just when they wake up. Let's Gamey. I wonder if they would be the same when dispatching sheep. I don't know. I've always done it in the morning just because I need all day to do it. If I started later, I'm not it takes me probably a good hour from harvest to being done with evisceration and just having the two sides of a lamb. An hour 15, somewhere in there. So by the time you set up for harvest, do all the things that it requires for that, get the animal moved from the field to hanging and all the things, right? I mean, it's a solid, more than half day for me anyway, because I'm not the fastest at it. So that's why I start early, so I have enough time to finish it. And generally that time of year it's dark. Well, in October, maybe not so much. So I generally shoot for October, and it's usually, I don't know, it's dark at least by 5-ish at that time of year here. But then, in the winter, it's like 3:30, it's dark. Right now, it's light out until 10, like there's still ambient light out. So it's just more extreme with our northern latitude, the darkness in the winter time and the brightness or the length of daylight in the summer. So I start early because I don't want to be doing anything by headlamp, harvest-wise, if I can help it. Life on Bennett Road, congrats on 5 years. Do I have invisible fence capability? Yeah, actually, I looked into that, and it was gonna be really expensive for the amount I'd have to put in, and the problem I have with invisible fencing with livestock guarding dogs is with a livestock guardian dog, they're trainable to a point, but they're still hardwired for their mission to patrol and protect. And um, you can train them under normal circumstances to stop at the invisible fence line. However, if they're in pursuit of another, like a predator, if they're, if there's conflict, if there's a fight, or if a predator comes, you know what I mean? Like, the dog is not going to be thinking, oh, I'm going to get shocked if I go further. Like, no, it's like he or she's on a mission. They need to protect the flock, and if they go over the line, like to protect the flock and everything, it, all the shock. I don't know. I would guess it's a continual shock at that point until they get far enough away that the signal's cut off. But I don't know. I just felt like maybe not the best solution for a livestock guardian dog. I could be wrong. Maybe if you guys have experience with that and it works, leave a comment. Let me know. That'd be great to know about. Cheryl, good evening. I'm way behind in comments because I'm answering stuff from like a while ago. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's when she broke her like, hi from Norway, Turid. Am I saying that right? Turid. Um, Laura is here, cousin Laura. Laura is in Georgia, in I guess northeast-ish Georgia, so not too close to your Rose, but Georgia neighbor nonetheless. Okay, here's another comment about from CJ, but invisible fence is useful. There are two kinds. One has a wire placed under the ground. Buzzes that they get as they get closer. Yeah, so again, I don't know, do you use that for livestock guardian dogs, and how do you manage that with them if they're chasing predators? I don't know why anyone would think your dance partner would be offended by being introduced as dance partner in your videos. I'm sure you wouldn't introduce her that way if she didn't like it. Yeah, that's what I thought too, but it was surprising how many people did like get upset by that. So. And I'm glad this came up because I haven't had a chance to explain it. It didn't like seem appropriate to fit in any other videos so far. We were actually going to do a video, part of it would address this, and we still will because only a small percentage of you guys will see this live stream anyway. So, and cousin Laura, she says, I like dance partner. It's like little buddy. It is. It is. Lori says dance partner is a sweet name. Always makes me smile. That's cool, especially because there's a story with it. It's not just random, right? Detroit Darren is here. Darren actually came out to visit a few years back when, actually 2018, he came by. Darren's been a huge encouragement, so thank you, Darren. And he actually stopped by, got some honey too during his visit. Jennifer's my pig lady. She's here in the comments. Congrats on 5 years. You have a great channel. Thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer, I've been out to her place a couple times for videos, and she has a really neat, I'll say pig farm. I know you have sheep too, but I mean, you have a lot of pigs, so it's a pig farm, right? And then I've been getting the old spots from her the last couple of years. Absolutely love them. So it's pretty hot there in Ohio. Linda says. Linda Jones, congrats on 5 years. Ladies Farm, I wish I could hit 5 years. That's a great achievement. I'm assuming you're on YouTube. If you have, do you have a YouTube channel? Let me know and check it out. You just got to keep making videos, right? Just keep doing it, and you'll hit it. So, Jennifer, I'm sorry you heard me criticizing your calling her dance partner. It was not intended in a negative. I was just really wanting. Okay. So Jennifer, I appreciate that. But there were other people who were like pretty negative about it. One person even said, like, how dare you call her that? She's the person that like stands by you thick and thin, or something like that. Like they made it very clear that they were offended by it. So I understand not all the comments were, but anyway. So what is your next farm animal? Well, you got the ducks this year. That was huge. considering getting another batch of ducks. I lost a lot in this first batch, and they're almost to the harvest time, and they're not big enough. And part of and this was going to be in an upcoming video, but part of the problem was the feed store ran out of starter feed. And they're really low on other chicken feed as well. I guess there was a huge rush or whatever. So I was having to feed the ducks pig feed. The pig feed I had, the barley and the peas, and they ate it fine. But I'm guessing it's just not high enough protein content. And I've since got them the feed that they need. They're in a higher feed now, higher protein percentage. But for a couple, maybe 3 weeks, that's all I had to give them due to the shortages. So they're not ready for harvest, and I think like it would be next week or so that they would need to go to harvest. I have to do the math on it, but I don't know. So anyway, I'm thinking about getting another batch of ducks. My friend Ray, who I featured in that video when I was getting the ducks, he's actually brooding or incubating duck eggs right now. So we'll see how things go with the hatching and everything. I might get a few. We'll see. But a different animal. The honeybees are coming back soon. And I don't feature them much on the channel because they're kind of far out, and I don't actually do the beekeeping, so they're not really mine. It's a friend of mine who borrows the space for it. Yeah, I don't think this season I'm gonna get any new species, if that makes sense. Let me scroll back up here. Jacqueline said goodnight. You're probably already gone by the time reading this, but if you're not, goodnight. Thanks for stopping by. Kentucky here, Ladies Farm. Raining there. Probably from the same tropical storm my dad has in Georgia. Tammy, you found my channel today. Well, welcome. Yeah, so we're just celebrating. Today's my 5-year anniversary on YouTube. So thanks for finding my channel today. It's cool. And Jack of all trades, watching from the Philippines. Thank you. Jennifer Hagee, my pig breeder. I have a hard fence perimeter with invisible fence to keep them from jumping it. Works most of the time. Great Pyrenees and so okay, that's cool. So it does work most of the time for livestock guardian dogs. That's great. I thought it was dance partner. She thought it was a cute nickname. Then thought maybe she doesn't want her real name shared on YouTube. Yeah, that's what it is. She does, and I actually asked her, what do you think? What is the issue with it? And she's just not comfortable with it, and that's it. I don't want her uncomfortable. Like if she's gonna be a part of this, I want her to be comfortable with it. And if calling her dance partner is part of that, then that's what we do. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Bye, Rose. You probably already left by the time I saw this, but if not, good night. Thanks for joining. I know it's, 8:30 there, so. CJ, you love your ducks. Muddy area for them, plus they're really good at tearing out roots if you soak a bad rooted area with water. Yes. Ladies Farm, you do have a channel. Just started 2 months ago. You've been a great, as in me, I guess, I have been a great inspiration. Thank you. We love your channel. We are still in the beginning stages of learning. Well, that's the cool thing. I was in the beginning stages too 5 years ago. Like I was just moving on to the Homestead, and I had a lot of book knowledge, and I had taken some hands-on workshops and stuff like that, but I didn't have any of my own experience really. So, and so I had mentors too. Not everyone has that, right? So I had people who were willing to invest in me a lot of knowledge and decades of experience in sheep and other animals to glean from. So I did have that too. I don't want to make it sound like I just winged it all and it all worked out, right? Those are you told me your name earlier and I've already forgot it. The Tidu. I'm sorry. Those are the people you just ignore, Dan. Those people go through life looking for things to be offended by, negative Nancy's. Yeah. So when it's like pure hate or just bashing, I do ignore it. But when it's especially if it's from people I've seen leave comments before, and I know they're just not chiming in just to be mean, like they've left positive stuff before. But there's some people who are just either confused by it, or there are a few people who are upset by it. I did respond to those because I figure it's just a misunderstanding and miscommunication, and I kind of give them the context, and generally it resolve itself. But yeah, for the most part, if there is a lot of anger and meanness or name calling, unconstructive criticism, I don't address it. 5 years for a ride, absolutely. Yeah. So and then somebody else has. Sheila, you have to run. Thank you for joining, guys. I also have to run because it's it's 20 to 6 here, and I got to get little buddy and get dinner and all that. So again, thank you guys for so much, or thank you guys so much, and also again, Abundance Plus, the grass-fed homestead's going to be on there. My regular YouTube videos, well, it is on there already, I should say, not going to be, but it will continue to be on there. The new shows that have come out, in addition to the new show I'm producing. Um, the working name for it's Finding Home. It's all about homesteaders moving to Idaho, featuring these different families, the struggles that they have to overcome to get here, and featuring what they're doing now and kind of where they're going and why Idaho. And why Idaho? Well, why am I making it about Idaho? Well, because I live in Idaho, and that's just what's around me, the people who are coming here. Like, it's its own story in itself, how many people are relocating here. Um, so it's kind of features that, but again, it's just because I can't travel. I can't, like, go all over the country filming different people. So I made it focused on Idaho. But anyway, that show, I've been filming for it. We hope to have the first episode out probably in about a month if everything goes right in post-production. That's going to be exclusively on Abundance Plus. So I hope you guys are wanting. I hope you guys can go over there and sign up. I have a link down below in this video that you can click. It's affiliate, so I get a commission on it if you guys do decide to sign up. And Justin Rhodes is running 10% off through July 4th on that. So you can. I don't know if it's like forever 10% off or your first year. It might be forever. So that would be cool. But anyway, that's where you can find this kind of stuff. And I know Bo Brotherton from Better Together Life's going to be over there. So the land's already over there. There's some other families I know are coming, but Justin hasn't mentioned it or released it yet. So I'm out of respect for him, I'm not going to do that. There might be a reason why. So, but anyway, it's going to be cool. There's going to be a lot of people that you guys are probably already watching over there doing exclusive content for there and everything. So, plus all the volume of content Justin has produced over the years, including I have 3 videos that I made in 2017 on the Great American Farm Tour, sheep-related videos that are on there. They've been on there for 4 years now, sitting there, probably collecting dust, but hey, they're there, right? So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining, and I have to go get little buddy and feed him, make sure we get to dinner and all that. So, Priceless Notions, Ray is on here. Hi, Ray. Congratulations from foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Yes. All right. All right, guys. I do have to run. Thank you guys for joining us. It's been an awesome 5 years because of you guys. Like, you're the reason I do this. If you guys didn't show up, didn't watch, didn't encourage and support, give all the feedback you do, probably wouldn't be doing it, right? So thank you, because without you, there's no point, right? It's just me hanging out with a camera. So thanks a lot, guys.